Hello, I'm APXTrigger and welcome back to Store Sunday. This is the sometimes weekly series I run on my channel where I show you Minecraft store content and play through it, let you see what it actually looks like and give you kind of my opinion on whether it is or is not worth your Minecraft coins. The reason I run this series is because there's so much Minecraft store content. The big problem really is the overwhelming majority of it, which means you can't purchase all of it, and given there's no trial system, it's impossible to know if something is worth your time or especially your money until you really get to see it yourself, and that's what this series is all about. So today I'm going to be playing Magma Runner by Rogue Baron. It's a really interesting map that looks like, it's by the same studio company, although not the same map maker, as the Last Runner map, and it seems to have a lot of stuff in common with it, but again, it's a very different map with a very different kind of feel, and a very different rating in the store with just 3.3 stars, so I figured let's go through and let's talk about Magma Runner, and let's play it so you can see what's going on today. So hopefully you'll enjoy this series, hopefully you do find it informative, or you just like seeing, these various maps we play through. Like this video if you do like it, because it helps out the channel, and let's know you do like the Minecraft store deep dive. So with that said, let's get straight into talking about Magma Runner and the overall premise, because again, maybe you saw it from the images alone, but just in case you didn't, then basically Magma Runner is it's kind of a not infinite runner, but a runner concept where you have to get from the top of a map, which is all the way up there by the way, in fact I'll show you by jumping up to it, you have to get all the way from the top here down to the bottom in a kind of like, again, you can see the pattern where it's like you have to go through the various little holes and you have to get to the bottom before the magma chases you, because it's called Magma Runner for a reason. As you can see, there's magma going up the entire thing, and slowly it fills with magma, so you have to race to the bottom. If magma gets there first, then you die because you get covered in magma and you lose, and if you get there first, then you win, and that's kind of the core concept. So interestingly enough, it actually has 7 patterns and it has 4 difficulty modes, so there's like a bunch of variation you can do. For now we're going to play classic, but I'll show you that, like, look, you can change it and it will like instantly change the whole thing, and again, it's technically a really cool thing to see, just like, oh, you can change every single block using his little button here, because yeah, pretty powerful redstone as it just so turns out, or command blocks or whatever. But yeah, I find that interesting, maybe you do too, but this is a thing you can do. We're going to go back to classic like I said, but there are other options available. There's also 4 difficulties. Easy is recommended for Pocket Edition players, medium is for Xbox, hard for PC, and then hardcore if you've mastered hard and you're like, let's move on from this. So because I find it a tiny bit offensive that they think Xbox needs an easier setting, I'm going to play on hard regardless. I'm going to see if we can win a game of this. So there's a have play button, and then we're just going to go hit start game and get this done. So yeah, as you can see, these glass panels represent where the holes will be, and we have to get down as fast as we humanly can. You can see how there's again, there's a bunch of like things you'll see slowly pop up. The first one is the wooden sword. It's a fish for some reason, but I assume that's something of a glitch. This is used to hit any mobs that we see out far away, which as far as I can tell, it's only magma cubes, but again, maybe I just haven't run across any of mobs. And then as you go down a certain number of layers, you'll also get a few, okay, we're going to just whack. We're going to try and just whack everything out the way. We're also going to get stuff like chickens, which are bombs, and we're going to get fishing rods, which is a speed potion, which whatever, let's just not question these things, okay? So yeah, that's kind of interesting. You see down, you see the number of layers goes down every single time that I get one of these. So yeah, we get speed potions, which we can use like so. Again, we're playing on hard. We can use this like this, and that's just kind of nice. We have another one of these, and we also have the chickens, which are, like I said, they're bombs. So if we're really, really far away from the next way down, like right here, we can blow it up and kind of just go down, just like that. Look how wonderful and easy that was. So the other piece of information that we have at the time is that the magma is close. I believe that goes from close to like closing in to like extremely close. Also, here you can see magma cube. Real big problem if you let that hit you. But yeah, that's all the information you have. The rest of the game is just trying to get to the bottom first. And again, I feel like there must be some... Oh, see, it says very close as it gets even closer. And if we look up, we'll start to even see it if we get even closer than this. I think this is probably the time to... Oh, no! Okay, so I'm going to use this real quick, just like power through these layers, get down as fast as I can, trying to get it back to close. Because again, you don't want magma to be close to you, fun fact. That's a generally avoidable little fact. So we're going to just try our very hardest, like roll left, roll right. So you can see the basic idea of this game mode, you can see the basic appeal, and now now that you understand it, now you get a raw look at what it actually looks like. Oh no, I think I'm going to die this time. Okay, so yeah, like I said, you can look up and you can see where the magma is. Okay, it's literally there. I have to blow myself up just to not die. It's just above me right now. Okay, go. Oh, I failed at like at the red layers, so I was like just over down at the red. I made it most of the way through, but I didn't quite succeed. So you can see there was some fun there. There was some challenge, but and now you got a basic idea of like, what do you think yourself. Now let me tell you what what I think personally, because again, this is both a way for you to see the maps as like a free kind of trial, but it's also meant, also, my arm isn't attached to my body. Do you see that gap there? Okay, but it's also a way for me to give my opinion and tell you, do I think this is worth 320 Minecoins or 330, which is what it costs, something like $2 in your local currency, a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on where you live. But just a small purchase combines the, for most people, although you have to make large purchases to make the small ones. What do I think about it in terms of a value proposition? And I think honestly, not very good, because unlike the previous runner map made by Pathway Studios, again, I praise that map as like I think my favorite map. I played it a few times since then. Every now and then I still go back, etc. But what I think about the actual, this game mode as a whole, and the answer to that question is I don't really think it's that great. I don't think it's worth the money for most people, and the reasons for that is because it's very basic. It doesn't have the kind of infinite appeal like the the infinite run it kind of has. And again, on the surface, that's like why would you say that? And I guess the simple answer to the question is because it doesn't go on for so long, because it only has one way to go. There's you go down slowly but surely. The map isn't fixed, but it's very similar every time, if I'm not mistaken. So we're just going down and down and down. That's the whole purpose of the map. And there's not very much strategy. It's mostly down to luck of the draw, whether you can go down fast or not. Like right here, I have to run all the way over there. So I'm gonna sprint over. Oh, I got tipped by the cube apparently. But and we failed. I don't know how that just happened. But you can see the point there. Like there's not very much skill involved. Like clearly I failed. So and a lot of people wouldn't. But there's a lot of just kind of random luck of the draw. So most of it doesn't feel like it's this high skill based thing, because the only skill mechanics are when to use your items and how to not get hit by those things, and also I guess knowing the fastest way down. But that's not enough, and especially given that the map is completable, at some point you're going to get good enough to win it every single time. There isn't infinite replayability. There's enough replayability until you can win on hard and then on hardcore mode, etc. And although that's going to be enough for some people, it's going to be a really fun time for some people. Again, if you play this solo, you can have some fun, play with some friends, you're going to have a laugh, I'm sure, but at some point you're going to be like, actually, yeah, we're kind of done with this. Whereas, again, theoretically at least, with other maps and other games, you have that, oh no, I hit a magma cube again. I don't know what they even do to you. I think they reset you some number of layers, but again, or maybe they send the magma down a few. I'm never even entirely sure, just everything goes black. It's confusing. But yeah, hopefully I've articulated those points kind of clearly. I really like it as a concept. I think this would have been I think this is a great like multiplayer game idea for like a server or something. Like to play it for free would be kind of nice. If a friend has it, give it a shot. Like you'll have some fun. I'm 100% sure of that. But the truth is like because you're fighting an unknown enemy, which is magma that's falling, that you can't ever see. There's no real visual appeal or like draw to that. It's more just about, okay, so we're gonna go, oh, we have to go this way. It's more just about like how fast can you climb down slowly, and it's not a fun core mechanic. There isn't much skill feeling like it's going on here, and to me that is kind of a mood killer personally. So we're gonna just destroy ourselves down a few times in a row. Probably did that kind of wastefully, but it kept us alive, it kept us in this. I want to try and get like one complete run going on here, just so you can see at the end that like even once you do everything, that like it sounds really great on the surface to be like, yeah, I did an entire game of Magma Runner, which again sounds really great. Like I'm sure there's some amount of pride and accomplishment that comes from that or whatever. Is the Magma getting close? I'm still not quite sure. Oh, it's just above me. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. Ah, we fail one more time. So, yeah, hard mode is difficulty, hard mode is very difficult, and then to make it even more difficult, there's of course hardcore, which, honestly, as far as I can tell, is only about 10% faster, and we'll play this with Overworld, and we'll try it one more time, just so we can really get the feel for it, because, again, the overall impression, I'm sure you've got already, is like, I like it as an idea. I don't think it's worth a purchase necessarily, unless you already buy a lot of maps. Again, because honestly, that's the thing about value that a lot of people miss when it comes to, like, do I recommend something? And I think on the surface, like, yeah, recommend it if you have no objection. If you're just working out what's worth your time, this is worth, a few minutes of your time. I think I had fun the first 5 minutes, and after that I was like, well, I mean, it's not unfun, it's just not, there are more fun things I could be doing inside Minecraft. But if you don't feel that way, if you feel like you've ran out of fun minigame maps, and you've played the other Infinite Runners, and you already, you play a lot of Minecraft, oh, I'm gonna get hit, okay, so you already play a lot of other stuff, then this might just be the perfect thing for you. Let's just blow up, down to hit, and then activate this. Then, yeah, again, this might feel like it's the thing for you, but for me personally, that isn't really my situation. We're just going to blow up here. Oh, I messed that one up again. For me personally, that's not my situation. I play a few maps, like maybe a map every 2 to 3 weeks, excluding the maps I don't show off on this thing, and it's like, this wouldn't fit the bill for that. There are other maps I kind of want to try more than I want to replay this one, but that's just kind of my opinion. Maybe you look at this and you think it's great. That's the thing I really like about this Let's go over here. That's the thing I really like about this series, and the idea of just like showing you the map is that you can make your own decision, again, based on everything you've seen. I like to provide you with my opinion, so if you need that and you're kind of on the edge, then there it is. But if you want to just look at this and, oh, I'm dead, then you can do kind of that. And by the way, I assure you I have actually done this a couple of times before. I got unlucky, that's what it was. But yeah, you can see the challenge, you can see the fun, you can see what's going on, and let me know what you think of both this video and indeed of Store Sunday on this channel, because again, it seems to be like one of these hit or miss series where like people really like some weeks and not some other ones. So let me know what you think in general, and I guess any improvements for it, because it's one of these series that I think is really important for the Minecraft Bedrock community, especially if you are ever looking at the store, which is a more and more prominent part of the game. Anyway, with that said, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Like it if you liked it, share if you liked it, subscribe if you're around here, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.